It is a big day here across the state of Utah because the Jazz are playing their first game, season 2, with the Clippers at home tonight at the Vivint Arena. And I recently spoke with Yahoo Sports analyst Loza all about the Fantasy League and this current series and much more. Keep in mind, though, I did talk to Liz before the Clippers won this recent series. Let's take a look.
Speaking with Yahoo Sports analyst Liz Loza. She's here to guide us with all the NBA action. Liz, thanks so much for joining us today.
You are welcome. And I don't think I need to guide anybody in your market with NBA action because y'all must be really stoked at what the Jazz are doing.
Oh my gosh, yes, I was going to lead with that, but we are very excited, and you're right. The hype is high here, and we can't wait. We're so proud of our Jazz.
Well, and they're legit, right? The #1 seed throughout the playoffs, Donovan Mitchell, chef's kiss on a regularly electric performance. So you guys know what's going on. I know that everybody in Salt Lake is following the NBA playoffs, which means it's probably a little easier for you to jump into some daily fantasy sports, particularly single game DFS offerings, which I'm really excited that Yahoo Sports and Yahoo Fantasy is now launching with the NBA playoffs, because you can slot in all of your favorite players, and Lord, you guys have a lot of them.
Oh, we absolutely do, and what great timing. So tell me a little bit more about how we can be a part of this.
Yeah, so Yahoo Fantasy has offered daily fantasy for a couple of seasons and years now, but we are launching our single game, and that means just one matchup. So the Jazz and whoever advances into round 2, and you can just focus on that one game instead of having to figure out or follow all of the games for a particular day or evening. You can just root for your home team and play some fantasy, enriching your experience. Like, you're that much more invested when Bojan goes off, right? Because he's on your fantasy squad for that particular game. That's really exciting. And you can go, you can participate in our single game DFS offering by downloading the Yahoo Fantasy app. And then if you also download the Yahoo Sports app, there are articles and standings and schedules and original shows that help kind of maybe inform other sports or help you better understand maybe your opponent for your home team or the team that you are rooting for. So there's a lot of information on the Yahoo Sports app that just helps inform your knowledge as a sports fan and helps you follow along with whatever league you're following. But also the fantasy is when you get to like choose your own adventure.
Well, and by doing this and participating in the Yahoo Sports app, it really will enhance our experience during the playoffs.
Yeah, and another thing that we're having that I think is super cool is the Yahoo Draft Together, which is a first of its kind feature. It allows fans to draft fantasy leagues together through video chat. So if the logistics of life, which let's be honest, over the past year we were dealt with quite a bit, prevent you from gathering in the same physical location, you can still have that communal experience and look at people's reaction when you're maybe trash talking or you're drafting, and just that's part of the fun of fantasy, is the community feeling of bringing it together, the social aspect of that. So our Yahoo Draft Together app allows you to do that through video chat.
And it really seems that you have gaming options for everyone, for all fans.
Girl, we've got everything. I mean, I follow it too. I have the apps on my phone too. We have everything regardless of your level of excitement, and we have customizable features. So if you're a giant Jazz fan, you can make that as a priority team to follow inside the app, and we'll, make sure to lead with all Jazz information for you.
All right, I know it's going to be hard to answer this question because of where we are and who we are rooting for, but what about you? What are some of your, matchups that you're most excited to see right now?
Well, I think one of the biggest storylines, I'm based in Los Angeles, and obviously the Lakers being the champions last year and potentially being bounced in the first round is one of the biggest storylines. There's always drama in the NBA playoffs, but I think that is one of the biggest storylines. And I have to say, despite the fact that the Jazz advanced to the second round, I am really excited by Ja Morant of the Memphis Grizzlies, and I just think he's an electric young talent. I'm very excited to see what he brings to the league next year.
And where can we find out more about you, Liz, and about everything we've talked about today in regards to Yahoo Sports Fantasy League, fantasy sports offerings, fantasy draft together, all the things?
Well, I am all over, whether it's a podcast or our video shows or our written content on the Yahoo Sports and Yahoo Fantasy apps. But you can also follow me on social media, both Twitter and Instagram, at LizLoza_FF.
Well, thank you so much, Liz, for speaking with us today. It's so much fun to talk about the NBA, the Jazz, and all of the fantasy sports offerings.
Thank you so much.